Well, welcome to the Inside Australian Property Podcast. I'm here, as usual, Rob Elliott from Lansdowne Property Group, and lovely sitting next to me is...
Hi, I'm Rachel Elliott, LJ Hooker Lifestyle Group in Camden.
And we're going to talk about something that Rach and I do have sometimes differing opinions of, but it's both for the same reason, how you present your property. I go out, we've seen, especially in the first 6 or 8 weeks of this year, some of the properties we've visited, both me looking for a buyer and Rach going out looking at properties that she's appraising that are coming to the market shortly, the difference in how they're presented. And wow, I mean, I love seeing a property that's not looked after. I love seeing a property that's dirty, that they haven't painted, that they haven't maintained, because that gives me leverage, and I'm being honest with you, to lower the price. And I then have to go up against someone like Rach, who is working for the vendor, who's trying to get the highest price, and I'm trying to get the lowest price. So first I'm going to hand back over to you, Rach. How important is it for someone to clean and do the little things around their house? And the second part of your answer is having your property professionally styled and presented for sale, is that worth it, and does it have a big effect on your price?
Yeah, if you look, you've got only a small amount of window when a buyer pulls up to your property to impress them, and that is from the driveway, the gardens, because that then sets an emotional tone for the buyer. I think, they didn't mow the lawns, they haven't weeded the yard.
Yeah.
What am I going to find inside? Is it going to be the same? And what are they hiding that I need to find in a building report? Because it sets all these doubts from the very beginning when someone is looking at a property that if it's not made, it doesn't have to be, a garden doesn't have to be pristine.
No.
It doesn't have to have iceberg roses all down your driveway and, the most expensive plants. It just needs to be neat and tidy. So if you just got the front yard with a lawn, just have it mowed, freshly mowed.
Yes.
Make sure that, even if the driveway is old, make sure it's clean, the oils, or just simple things of just gurning your driveway just to get marks off it, just to clear the dirt, makes a huge difference. You don't have to spend a lot of money to get your house ready for market.
Yeah, look, I think when I do a drive-by before I go and visit a house, I go into Google Maps and look at all the houses around it, which is very important. So if I drive past a house for a client, especially if they're going to live in it, and it doesn't look good from the street, sometimes I won't even go in, because you can tell very quickly if the outside's not painted or hasn't been kept up, the driveway's dirty, and they're living in it. I'll go, well, I don't think I'm even going to bother walking in, because unless we can pick it up for a very, very good price, we can do it up to get some really good capital growth, it's not worth me getting out of the car.
No. I remember that when we first started our buyer's agency, and with the exact same thing, we would pull up to a house and I'd go, no, keep going.
Yep.
Particularly if we had multiple houses on the list for a client and it wasn't going to be an investment and they were going to actually live in the house, then that's a different story altogether. And we always made the motto that we wouldn't buy a house for a client that we wouldn't purchase ourselves.
Yeah.
So, and I think we've kept, even though I've gone into sales, and I think we've kept that same ethos within your business, that has not changed.
And I mean, and I've been with you when you've been talking to clients about appraising their home and getting ready, and you're no different. We try to say to people, put your house, go from the outside of your house and walk in and pretend you don't own it. Walk in and see, would I buy my house? And be super critical.
Yeah.
And sometimes they get to just inside the front door and they stop, and that's it.
I think the most important thing people need to realise when they are selling their house, you're no longer living there. From the moment that you actually make that crucial decision to sell your house, you need to live in the mind space that you no longer live there. You're actually just here for a short time, and you need to slowly detach yourself emotionally from your house. Because if you don't, then you're not going to be able to see that there is a need to clean out the cupboards, to declutter, to depersonalise the pictures, and then to even have a conversation with regards to staging your house, like moving out your big furniture and putting something into a room that actually fits the room and actually shows the room off to its best, which is what a stager does.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people do lack imagination.
Oh,
They
it's not.
They can't see. No, they
No,
can't see that house. They can't see that table and chair and the thing. When you stage it, their imagination comes alive and they can see.
Yeah, I disagree with you on that. It's not imagination. It's the fact that we are emotionally attached to the house. And that when you live in a property for so long, you do have an emotion because you have, and you're not attached to the house. You're attached to the memories that occurred in that house, to all the birthday parties you had, and the holidays and the gathering of families. So that's what people need to really think about when they are selling. Is that all those memories go with you. They don't stay in the property, even though they are attached to the house. So that's something that you really need to detangle yourself from when you are going to sell your house. And then I'm a big believer in staging because it just adds so much value to your house. And even getting somebody in to even look to look what small renos can you do if you like to increase your sales price.
I mean, changing the taps rather than renovating the whole kitchen can make a big difference.
Yeah, but there are people who actually will come in and actually will do that. And if that's something that they're looking at doing, like to maximise the price they're going to get, it's sometimes it's worth the spend for the end result.
I mean, I've seen places where they've taken out that big pine furniture, the dark stuff, the big lounges, the king-size bed, and replaced it with a smaller lounge, lighter furniture, and a double bed. And all of a sudden that room looks huge, the bedroom.
Yeah.
And old furniture, while it's really practical and works for you, especially the old dark wood, sucks the light.
Yes.
And if you just change it by staging, all of a sudden a room can look far more brighter.
Yeah.
And look bigger, because brighter is bigger. People forget this. Have nice shades, have nice curtains, as in the ones that let the light in. You can still hide next door's side house and allow the light to come in. There's ways of doing things.
Yeah.
I think, and lawns, I mean, I don't mind if I've walked out the back and seen a shed covered in vines. And you look at it and you go, I'll then use that, and I've negotiated and said, well, I'm going to have to spend so much and I'll inflate the price, don't get me wrong, on how much it's going to cost me to renovate and bring it back up.
We are never negotiating if you can't buy one of the properties that I'm selling, because that's not going to happen.
Well, I just thought, that meant I'd win. So,
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No.
We'd have to have a mediator between you and I.
I think so. It's not happening anyway. We digress. We'll move on. But if if you're seriously looking at putting up your property to market, you really need to look at your house and try and detach yourself emotionally from it. And just remember that those memories that you've made in your beautiful home are going to go with you. They don't stay with the house.
That's
so
true.
You need to declutter. And I know it can be really overwhelming, and I always suggest to people that you just start with one room at a time, one drawer at a time. If you are overwhelmed when you are doing it, just do one drawer at a time and go back to it. And you need to take the thing that it's, I read those books on the Swedish death cleansing where your children aren't going to want your stuff.
No, they're not.
So they're going to pull up a big skip bin at the front of your house and they're just going to chuck out all your precious stuff. So you might as well declutter it now. And
I remember when my
clear a
grandmother
house.
passed away, she was a little bit of a hoarder and she'd kept all this stuff. And when she passed, we had to go into the house, and apart from a whole heap of photos, the rest of the house went in a bin. Because it wasn't anything to any of us. It was old stuff, things that she'd kept.
Well, it was valuable to her, but it's not. That doesn't translate into being valuable to anybody else.
No.
Which is the whole idea of decluttering. And if you do have children that you can give your stuff to, you give it to them now.
Just like what you've done. Rachel's been decluttering around our house, and then she gets into a big pile and says to the kids, have you picked? Take it now, because what you don't take is either going to St Vincent de Paul or wherever. We're getting rid of it.
Yes.
And they give us really funny looks as if to say, but why can't you keep it stored in your garage until we don't want it? And that's basically what it is, isn't it?
Well, now they're 35 and they'll be 34. They can take their own stuff.
Well, we've tried to encourage our son and his wife to buy a bigger unit because they've got no storage where they are.
Anyway, that's a story for another day.
And we haven't got there yet, but we'll get them to buy something bigger so he can take all his stuff out.
Yeah. Let's talk grandchildren.
Grandchildren?
Yes.
My perfect grandchild or your grandchild?
My grandchild.
Your grandchild. What's she been up to this time? You know?
Miss Adelie full of sass, so I'm 3.
Yes. What has she done that the viewers could laugh about that is quite interesting?
She's just being Adelie.
Just being Adelie.
Just being Adelie. It's never
she's
dull.
3 going on 33.
Yeah, she's 3 going on 13 actually.
Her favourite pose at the moment is to put her hands on her hips,
Yes.
tilt her head and go,
Poppy.
Poppy, and I don't even know why I'm in the wrong, but then again, that's something that's handed down by all the females in this family, where they look at the males are in trouble, but we don't know why we're in trouble, and we just sit there, whatever. You know.
Anyway.
And our oldest one's now in year 1 at school, so
yes.
she's growing up very quick.
She's loving it. She's thriving.
Yes, she is.
And because we're still in the trial period for the footy, we won't really talk footy. Well, once the season starts, you know, we had this week they had the NFL in America, and I believe the Hawks won, so it was good for the young Aussie guy who plays for is it the Seattle Hawks? Yeah. So congrats to them. So, you know.
We found out today the dearest seat at the NFL was $60,000. Yeah. The cheapest was around $4,000. That's a lot of money.
That's a big pass.
That's a big pass. And they're complaining about paying $30 to go to the NRL. But I think St George are paying people to go to watch them, aren't they, this year?
We'll see.
We'll see.
Season has started. It's going to be a long season.
Going to be a long season? It will. For both of us. Who knows what's going to happen with the West Tigers?
Yeah. Go to Saints.
I don't. That's why I have the colour hair I have, because I follow West. But we're all going to catch you next week. Haven't quite decided what we're talking about yet, but we'll work that out very quickly. You have a groovy week. If you want to know more, lansdownepropertygroup.com.au. And remember, everything we say is general. So everyone's house is different, everyone's circumstances are different, and everyone's goals around what they want to achieve in property is different.
Absolutely.
So if you're going to find yourself an agent to sell, find one that's going to listen to you. If you're in the Macarthur district on southwest Sydney, only ring one person, Rachel Elliott at LJ Hooker Camden.
Yes.
And if you want to buy anywhere in the country, ring me. I'll find you great property. You have a great day.
See you guys. Take care.
Bye now.